5 types of men to avoid dating. In this video, I'm going to tell you the types of guys to stay away from. It's Sabrina, your personal love advisor from A New Mode, the channel where we show you how love actually works. They say experience is the greatest teacher. And if my dating experiences have taught me anything, it's that certain guys need to be avoided at all costs. The first step to having an amazing relationship is to choose wisely. This is definitely where I went wrong for a long time, and it's where a lot of us go wrong. In order to do that, you need to know which red flags to watch out for so you can extricate yourself from a situation before you get in too deep, and to avoid getting your heart broken. So I'm going to share the types of guys to avoid dating and what to do if you're already in a relationship with one of them. So make sure you watch this video until the end. Real quick, if you like this video and find it helpful, please give it a like. This takes less than a second and it's a super quick, super easy way to help me out, help me grow my channel. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell to get notified when I post new videos. And if you want amazing relationship advice delivered straight into your inbox every day, make sure to subscribe to the A New Mode newsletter. You can subscribe at anewmode.com/subscribe. I will link it down below. And also follow me on Instagram at A New Mode. Okay, so these are the types of guys you need to stay away from. Type 1, the guy who says he doesn't want to be in a relationship right off the bat. What am I about to say here? Come on, if you have watched any of my content, you know what's coming. When a guy says he doesn't want to be in a relationship, believe him. The reasons don't matter. The facts do. Most likely what this means is he just doesn't want to be in a relationship with you. Or it means he doesn't want to be in a relationship with anyone. Either way, it's not an opening offer that's up for negotiation. He's not going to change his mind. Don't use this as a chance to feel better about yourself by showing him how amazing you are and trying to win him over. It won't work. If what you want is a relationship, and this guy says, I can't be in a relationship right now, or I don't like labels, or I just want to keep things casual, any variation of that, then just leave. Trust me, you'll thank me for this one. So what do you do if you're already dating a guy who says to you, I don't want to be in a relationship right now, but you're kind of still acting like his girlfriend even though you're not his girlfriend? Well, here's my advice. You're not going to like it, but this is the best advice. Just tell him, look, I really like you, but I'm not so into doing the casual dating type of thing. I really enjoyed spending time with you. I wish you all the best, but this is where I leave. Don't be bitter about it. Just be cool and confident. Like, okay, that's what you want. This is what I want. What we want doesn't align, so I'm gonna go. Just like neediness is the biggest man repeller, self-respect is the biggest man attractor. And your only shot with this guy really is to walk away and see what happens. Because if he really likes you, he'll get his act together real quick and he won't just let you go. And if he does just let you go, then you know there was nothing there worth saving or fighting for in the first place. And at least you aren't wasting any more of your precious, precious time. Now the second type of guy to stay away from. He's already in a relationship. Maybe he's married, maybe he has a girlfriend. Ladies, just don't go there. I know it can be easier said than done, especially when you meet a guy who is in a relationship and you connect with him more than you've ever connected with anyone in your life. And I know that happens because I get tons of questions about it. And I know that you know this isn't a good idea. Like, I'm not giving you new information here. You know it's not a good idea to get involved with somebody who's already involved, but you're already involved with him. Or if you're not already involved with him, just hear my words, stay away. A married man once pursued me, and this was a tough situation for me because he was like my type and he seemed so great and so wonderful. It never went anywhere sinister. I mean, we just a little bit of flirty banter. And as soon as I recognized it, and as soon as I recognized that he was hitting on me and he wanted me, I blocked him, cut him off, and that was it. Like, that was the only solution in that scenario. So maybe this guy, the taken guy, is your soulmate, and maybe he does really want to leave his wife or his girlfriend for you. Fine, let him do that. But that means you back away completely, you end the situation, you get out of there until he wraps up whatever relationship messiness he needs to wrap up. Do not cast your role as the side chick. No one wants to be the side chick. Type 3, the guy who hates his job and or doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. The fact is, men primarily gain their sense of worth from their ability to have an impact on the world, while women mostly gain their sense of worth through their interpersonal relationships. Now, this does not mean that women can't be successful at their jobs and that women don't gain a sense of worth from their careers. I mean, I gain a massive sense of worth from my career. I love what I do. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just talking about primarily where men and women get the building blocks of their self-esteem from. A man who is not figured out in this area of life will not be able to be in a relationship. When a man isn't contributing or isn't being productive, he's gonna feel like a failure. And this is the worst feeling in the entire world for men. A man who feels like a failure is an extremely tough creature to deal with. A guy who feels lost and directionless is just gonna be too wrapped up in what's going on in his life to be a loving and supportive partner to you. So what instead is gonna happen if you do get involved with a guy like this is you're gonna end up being the one who takes care of him, who props him up, who tries to help him get his act together. Maybe you help him with his resume, maybe you find jobs for him, but that doesn't feel good to him. I mean, your intentions are good, you just wanna help him, but it makes him feel like more of a loser and more of a failure. So it's just gonna backfire on you. If he is in this lost, directionless place, you have to give him the space to figure it out. He is not dateable right now. It just never ends well with those kinds of situations. You just have to give him the space to get himself together. You cannot swoop in and do the work for him. Now, what if you're already in a relationship with a guy like this? Maybe it didn't start out this way, but now it is this way. Like he didn't start out hating his job, now he does. He was on one path, now he wants to be on another. What do you do? What do you do if you're already in a relationship with him? Well, the best thing that you can do is don't solve his career problems for him, but try to make him feel like a winner in other areas of his life. Show him appreciation for the man he is, for what he does for you. Find his good qualities and really focus on those and extract those. And don't place extra demands on him. That will just make him feel more emotionally drained. It'll make him feel like a failure because he's not meeting your needs, and in addition to all the other problems that he's having. Just be a supportive partner. Don't do anything for him, just be there for him. I guess you have to take each case like individually, because if he's really, really in a bad place, it could take a really long time for him to get it together. And you need to ask yourself if he's worth it and if it's worth it for you to kind of take a backseat in this relationship until he figures himself out, essentially. Type 4. The tortured artist / hipsterish dude. Now, I used to live in Greenpoint, so I had plenty of experience with guys like this. This guy is the hardest to read and can go from hot to cold with no warning. If you show too much interest, he'll be scared away. If you show not enough interest, then he'll also be scared away because he'll be too nervous to pursue you. This guy might create grandiose illusions of who you are and put you on a pedestal. And then you do one thing that he finds a little unattractive and all of a sudden he loses all interest. Okay, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but if you've ever dated the type of guy that I'm describing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So when I say the tortured artist, I just mean the super emo, kind of directionless guy, the type of guy who's like sleeping on a mattress on the floor, like writing poetry all day because he doesn't have a job, like just that type. You know what I'm saying. And there is an allure to guys like this. I mean, maybe he's also probably in a band because they usually are. Guys like this are just, they're a fun phase to go through, but that's not really a final destination. So if you find yourself involved with a starving artist type, just take it from that perspective. Look at it as a fun experience, a fun growing experience, but I wouldn't invest too heavily in it. The odds aren't great here, so just enjoy. And maybe, if you're lucky, he'll immortalize you in a song or a poem. Type 5. The guy who has never been single. Be very cautious of the guy who goes from one relationship to the next with no breaks in between. There is no better place to hide from yourself than when you're in a relationship. And a guy like this most likely has a lot of baggage and a lot of residual issues to deal with. And rather than confronting himself, he just gets lost in the next relationship, so he doesn't have to think about it. Chances are a guy like this has never really healed himself and has never really figured out his identity or who he is outside of being in a relationship. Instead, he's probably come to see himself through the eyes of whoever he's with. So he has a very shaky sense of worth. And that is not a good foundation for a relationship. Whatever issues he's trying to suppress will spill out eventually. And believe me, you don't want to be there to clean up the mess when that volcano erupts. I also want to attach to this point the opposite, which is the guy who's never been in a relationship. This also usually is a red flag. I mean, unless he's super young, then I guess we can let it slide. But like, if he's in his 30s and he's never had a girlfriend before, that is a major red flag. So what do you do if you're already dating or in a relationship with a guy who's never been single? Well, in this case, it's on you to set the pace. And the pace needs to be slow. Slow and steady wins the race here. Just try to take things slow. Don't see him every night of the week. Don't spend every night at his house. Don't become official after like 2 dates. That's also another red flag that I'm gonna attach into this group. The guy who wants to be official right away. That's also a really bad sign. Anytime a friend of mine has said, oh my gosh, the guy that I went on 2 dates with asked me to be his girlfriend, immediately in my mind, I go, this relationship maybe has 1 or 2 months left. And usually I'm right. Actually, pretty much always I'm right. You can ask my friends, they'll vouch for me. So it's on you to slow things down. If he can't respect that you want to slow things down, then get rid of him. That's a really bad sign. A good guy will respect your boundaries and will understand where you're coming from. I know it can be scary to move things slowly with a guy you really like because you really like him. You want to go all in. Our emotions are like running wild here. You gotta have some restraint. Type 6, my favorite of all, the damage case. If you're a regular here, you know all about damage cases. A damage case is my term for a guy who has a lot of potential buried underneath a pile of issues. And you make it your mission to be the woman that's gonna extract the good guy underneath. So you peel the rubble back piece by piece. You work and you work to get this guy to be who you know he can be. And what happens? Either he gets himself together and leaves, or he never gets himself together and you have to leave because this relationship isn't going anywhere. It never ends well. He can't give you what you want because he's a mess. Either he's a mess, usually he's a mess emotionally. Maybe he has mental health struggles. Maybe he's having financial struggles. Maybe he's having job struggles. He's having struggles. He's having struggles and he can't get a handle on it. And you're trying to fix it for him. Now look, some people got a little offended with my last damage case video, I think. They're like, what, so damaged people don't deserve love? No, of course people with issues deserve love. We all have issues. If people with issues couldn't be in relationships, nobody would be in relationships. It's a matter of what is he doing to work on his issues. A damage case could be a phase. It's not a final destination. He's not branded a damage case for life, but at this point in time in his life, he's not managing his issues. He's not on top of it. He's just kind of in this super selfish headspace and he leaves nothing but a trail of tears behind him because he can't give you what you want. He can't really give anything. And instead, you invest in him and you give everything. And because you're doing that, you come to care about him even more. And then you're even more devastated when it falls apart. And for more on this, watch my damage case video. I think it's called How to Stop Going for Guys That Are Bad for You. So do a search for that in my channel and you'll find it. It's probably like one of the best videos I've ever made. Another thing with the damage case guys is a lot of the times it can develop into like a mother-child dynamic. And you don't need me to tell you, there's nothing sexy about the mother-child dynamic because you are just trying to help him and heal him and get him to be the great person you know he can be. This is a trap, and this is the grounds for a codependent, toxic relationship. And you don't want that. What snapped me out of my personal damage case addiction was the realization that I had one day that I want a partner, not a project. And once I realized that and internalized it, those damage cases lost all appeal to me. So what do you do if you're already in a relationship with a guy like this? Just leave. Trust me. Just leave. Maybe somewhere down the line it can work out. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no, but for right now, just get out of there. I hope this was helpful to you. Are there any types of guys I missed? If so, please leave a comment down below. I would definitely love to hear what you guys think. Maybe I'll make a part 2 for this video. And also make sure to tap that like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment with questions, feedback, thoughts. I love hearing from you guys. Follow me on Instagram @anewmode, subscribe to our newsletter, anewmode.com/subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.